Hey guys, so today I want to talk a little bit about your diet. Now, this is one thing where I feel like a lot of us overlook. A lot of us, when we have health complications or certain symptoms, the last thing we look at is our diet. So we usually go to the doctor and we have these symptoms, so we get these pills. And these pills are to treat our symptoms. So we start taking these pills to treat our symptoms, but now these medications are causing other health problems. So we go back to the doctor and we see now that we're having other symptoms, we take these other pills. And now it eventually turns into this whole cascade, and for the rest of our life, we have to be taking these pills. And this is the way we have to live our life. But I have a question for you. Instead of treating the symptoms, instead of treating all these problems, why not treat the root cause of all these issues? Like, why not figure out the source of the problem and tackle that, and then you might not even have to take all these pills. Now, I'm not saying that if you fix your diet or if you improve your diet, that you'll never have to take pills. I can never predict that, but I am saying that if we fix our diet, or at least improve our diet, that a lot of these issues can be avoided. And at the very least, our quality of life can be improved. So I'm not a nutritionist, and I'm not going to go over, a custom diet for every single person out there, because everyone's a little different and everyone should see their nutritionist if they want to go that route. But I am going to talk about one thing that if we improve in our diet, or at least start adding to our diet, it can make a big difference. Now, disclaimer, this thing is probably not what you thought. You want to guess what it is? Well, I'm talking about butter. Well, a specific kind of butter. So I'm specifically talking about clarified butter. Now, what is clarified butter? You've probably heard it called some other things in your life, like ghee, for example. Very popular in a lot of stores, and it's very popular in India. And actually, where my family's from, which is a state in northern India called Punjab, we call it ghee. So a lot of different names for it, so I'll just stick to clarified butter today. Now, what exactly is clarified butter? I've seen it in the stores all the time, but I've just walked past it because it really doesn't look that appetizing. Well, ghee, or clarified butter, is actually made from butter, but it's actually butter that's been heated. And when you heat this butter, you separate out all the milk parts and you separate out the lactose. So now what you're just left with is 100% pure animal fat. Now, before you freak out, I know that fat sounds scary and eating 100% pure animal fat can't be good for you. Well, a lot of us are forgetting that fat is actually essential for our health. And it's actually one of the key nutrients that we need to survive. And without fat, we wouldn't be able to absorb our fat-soluble vitamins. And our fat-soluble vitamins are really important for us. So we need fat, and this is a really big misconception. Now, the cool thing about clarified butter is you're separating out all the milk parts and the lactose. So if you're lactose intolerant, you'll be fine eating this. So first of all, clarified butter is nothing new. Every single time I used to go to India to visit my family there, we would eat clarified butter on literally everything. Every single meal we were eating, we would be putting this clarified butter on. And at the time, I was like, holy crap, this cannot be good for you. I'm eating so much fat. How can anyone be healthy over here? And then I saw that in the United States, that this clarified butter started getting more and more popular. So I started doing more research on it, and it turns out there's a lot of cool benefits from eating this. So right now, the up-to-date literature says that there is no harmful effects from eating a moderate amount of this clarified butter in the general population. So if you eat an adequate amount of this clarified butter, it can have a lot of health benefits. This includes fighting off toxins, enhancing the complexion of your skin and face as a whole, and also rejuvenating your eyes, increasing your physical and intellectual stamina, and on top of that, improving your energy as a whole. So that's a lot of cool benefits. And you might be wondering, how do you get all these benefits from just 100% pure animal fat? Well, this animal fat has a lot of fat-soluble vitamins. So vitamins A, D, E, and K, and also non-fat soluble vitamin B, those are all really prevalent in this clarified butter. And this is a really good way to get a natural source of these vitamins. And it's so easy to do because this clarified butter, instead of using normal butter or whatever oil that you're using, you can just use this instead to start cooking with. Now, you might be wondering, okay, what's the catch? So we get all these benefits and we get all these vitamins, but at the end of the day, we're still eating a lot more fat. So what are the health complications? We must be getting more cholesterol, we must be having higher triglycerides or something. something must be going on. Good news to you, there are some studies on this. So one study was looking at rats. So there were two different groups of rats. One was to simulate the general public, and the other group was to simulate a group that was more prone to getting disease. So if you want to look more into the study, I'm putting the link to it in the description below. But basically what they found is the group that was similar to the general public, they had no increase to their triglycerides or their cholesterol when they were consuming a lot of this clarified butter. Now, in the other group, the group that was more prone to getting diseases, they did have an increase in their triglycerides and cholesterol, but there is a catch here. So although their triglycerides and their cholesterol were high, they didn't have an increase in a lot of these processes that cause diseases like heart disease. And a lot of times, it's associated with having a higher triglyceride level and higher cholesterol level, but you need certain processes to be activated that promote these diseases. And these rats that were eating this clarified butter, even though they were at a higher risk of developing disease, they never did. You thought that was cool, but wait, there's actually more. So another study was looking at psoriasis patients. So psoriasis is thought to be this immune system problem where you get this, your skin gets really itchy and you can get all these rashes, and there's different things that can trigger this. But in these patients, when they started eating this clarified butter, they actually found that their triglyceride or their fat levels and their cholesterol levels actually went down. So now going back to India, there was actually a study on Indian men who lived in this rural part of India, and they found that people there who ate this clarified butter actually showed a lower prevalence of getting heart disease. So what is this saying? Well, it's saying that the research out there, it actually supports eating this clarified butter. And I know that butter sounds very scary, but I don't want you to be scared of eating this butter, especially when it's this clarified butter. Now, I do want to talk about what you're eating as well, because just because you're putting this clarified butter on everything, and we've shown some research that actually supports eating this, if all you're eating is French fries and cheesy potatoes, well, you're still gonna have some health problems. So what you're eating matters as well. And also just your lifestyle. You know, like, are you going to the gym? Are you getting sunlight? Are you living stress-free in general? All of this will play into your health as well. But today's video is just about this one topic and just about clarified butter. And that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked that video. And if you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel below. And I will see you in the next video.